Gonna test a couple of things here, make sure our lighting's okay, and also our microphone, make sure that sounds all right. So if you can hear me, let me know. Just about 1 o'clock. We'll get started. All right, good afternoon, guys. I'm here in my dining room doing a video for you on some egg coloring techniques that you can try out. Now, if you came to the STEM lab that was for egg coloring last year, you may have already done a couple of these, but this is done with things that you can find in your home, and I think it'd be a really fun afternoon of egg coloring. So I'm going to start out by just showing what you need for each technique, and then I'll show you how to do it. So obviously you're going to need boiled eggs, hard-boiled eggs, okay? Now I did these this morning to make sure that they weren't hot whenever I was ready. Okay, for the first technique, we're going to be marbleizing some eggs. So you're going to need a tray of some sort, cookie sheet, large plate, something like that. You'll need some shaving foam. So go steal some of Dad's shaving cream. You'll need something to smear with. So like we use butter knives this morning, but this is the end of my paintbrush for later. Or if you have toothpicks, that works really well. I can't find our toothpicks. And then you'll also need food coloring. And make sure before we get started that you have plenty of paper towels and wipes with you, because you're going to get messy here. So I'm on a tablecloth so I don't get it all over my table. Paper towel. All right, let me show you my cookie sheet. I just grabbed one out of the pantry here. The first thing I'm going to do is shake up my shaving foam, and then I'm going to make some little strips. Now I'm just me, so I'm doing one strip, but if you have several kids that are doing this, you could do 2 or 3 different ones. So let me just show you what that looks like. So I just made a little strip down my cookie sheet there. Now I'm just going to pick some colors that I like. My favorite color is green. So let's put a little green, and I'm just going to drop single drops of green throughout that shaving cream. And then also like blue, so let's do some blue. And let's throw a little purple in there. Okay, so what you should have now is something that looks kind of like that. See, I just dropped food coloring all around. Now I'm going to take whatever it is that I'm using to smear it around, and I'm going to take it and just go like this. Make some crazy designs. Make it look really cool. You don't want to completely mix it up because that'll turn your color gray or brown. But you just want it to be nicely mixed like that so you can still see the individual colors. I'm going to throw this over here. Wipe the end of it off and throw it over. I'm done with that. I'm done with my shaving cream. Now, I'm take my egg. It's just a plain egg. And I'm going to take it and put it right down in the shaving foam. And then I'm going to use my fingers to hold the ends of the egg. And I'm just going to roll the egg down. All the way down till I get something that looks kind of like this. Everybody see that? Color all around. Now, I'm going to take that paper towel that I had before, lay it on the other side of my cookie sheet, and put my egg down on it. Don't do anything else with it. Just put your egg down. And this is going to sit for about 20 minutes or so. So I'm going to wipe my hands off first and just put this to the side. So the reason we did this one first is so that we can wipe this off before we're done and see what it looks like. Now I'll show you kind of what mine looked like from the one that I did earlier. with Oliver. We tested this out earlier, and mine ended up looking something like that, which we thought was pretty cool. And you can tell I've got food coloring all over my fingers. That's okay. It's pretty messy, but it's still fun. So I'm just going to take this tray and set it to the side now. The next technique is something you've probably done before, but it's really fun. So you're going to need just a Ziploc bag, a small one like this, sandwich size. And you'll need some rice, just regular old rice. It doesn't matter if it's white or brown or whatever. You'll need a scoop. This is 1/4 of a cup. It calls for 1/4 of a cup. Now you can just get a handful and stick it in there if you want, but I just wanted to show you what that looks like. Okay, and then you're going to also need food coloring of some color. Now we did 2 bags, and we did one color first and then moved on to another color to add in another layer earlier, which looked kind of neat. But I'm just going to show you technique with one color right now. So you're going to take your bag and you're going to put your rice, your 1/4 of a cup of rice or your handful of rice down in the bag, okay? Then you're going to take your food coloring, and you want to use about, I don't know, 5 to 10 drops maybe. Let's do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 drops. Okay, now obviously you're going to need an egg for this, so I have another egg ready. Okay, so before I put that egg in there, normally you would think just stick it down in there and go, but the directions call for you to close this up. Now make sure it's closed really well, because if not, you'll have food coloring and rice everywhere. We're going to take this and we're going to shake it for about 30 seconds until we get all the rice colored, whatever color food coloring you have in there. And if it looks like you need more food coloring, if it's not getting completely coated, you can always add more. Okay, see mine's blue now. I'm going to add just maybe 2 more drops. Shake it up a little bit more. Make sure it's closed. Shake, shake, shake. This is the fun part, right? Shake it up. Make sure all the rice is nice and coated. Okay. And that's a pretty blue. Okay. Now, you're going to take your egg and be gentle with these, because even though they're hard boiled, you can still drop on the floor and crack them, right? You don't want to crack it before you get it decorated. So we're going to stick that right down in our bag, just like that. Zip it up. Zip it up. Boop, boop, boop. Just like that. And I'm going to shake it again. You ready? Here we go. Just keep shaking until it gets to be the color that you want it to be. Shake, 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 shake. And you should end up with something that looks like, now I did purple earlier, so you could see something like this. That might be too bright there. Let's see. May not be able to see it very well. But it looks like a speckled egg, kind of like a robin's egg. So, my blue one. See if you can see that a little bit better. Doesn't look like you can. Maybe too bright in here, guys. But you can see there's a little color on it. And it looks very pretty. Now, if you want to add another color to it, what you would do is just take another bag, put more rice in it, choose a different color. Now, Oliver likes the Hulk, so he did a green egg first. And then he went and he got a bag and he did purple. And he waited till that dried, and then he put his egg back in there and just got a little bit of the purple on it, and it looked really, really neat. So that is that one. That one's super fun. Again, like I said, if you don't have the color that you like, you can add more food coloring or whatever you need to do. But that one's really pretty. We like that one a lot. Let's put this to the side. And now for the third technique. You're going to need a little bit more stuff for this one. So what you need is some empty containers, because you're going to need a little water. That's just a bathroom cup. Put some water in it. Another little container here, I'm going to put baking soda in. And this is vinegar, just white vinegar. You probably have some of that in your house. Okay, and then you can use a tray, you can use a big bowl. I have a plate here that has high sides, so I'm just going to use that. So those are those 3 things. Then you're also going to need, make sure you have paper towels, baking soda, not baking powder, baking soda, okay, something to pour or stir with. I have a tablespoon here, a teaspoon smaller, and then a paintbrush, any kind of paintbrush works. And then I have one of those cool droppers. If you don't have a dropper like this, you could always use your spoon. Or remember our technique from before, you can get a straw and cut it to size and use that to drop, because we're going to drop some vinegar on this when we're done. So we have all of our supplies here, and what's the last thing that we need? We need the egg to color, right? So we have our egg. What I'm going to do is just put it on my plate here and put it to the side for a second. The first thing you're going to need to do is take that empty container and your baking soda, and you're going to take about a tablespoon of baking soda. It's okay if it's not exact. And you're going to put that right down in your container. So just right down in there. Now, the directions said take a teaspoon, that's the smaller one, and just spoon that into your baking soda. Now, it's supposed to be kind of like a paint. What I realized earlier is it's better as a paste. So you'll just have to decide what consistency you want it. Keep adding water until you have what you need. If you get it too runny, what do? You can add some more baking soda. Okay, so this is just going to be like a little paint. We want it to be a paste. So not super thin. And again, that may be a little bit too much water, so I'm going to add some more baking soda in mine. It doesn't have to be exact. This one's really fun. This is the one that we had the most fun doing, I think. And the results are pretty neat too. So once you get it stirred up, ooh, that sounds weird. Once you get it stirred up, I just use the end of my paintbrush there. You should have like a little paste. Okay? So what you're going to do now is take your egg and your paste or paint, and you're just going to paint your egg. Now I'm holding it up so you can see what I'm doing, but for kids I recommend just putting it down on the plate if you don't want to get so messy. It's okay if you hold it though. This isn't going to do anything to your fingers or anything like that unless you're super sensitive to this. So we're going to paint. I got it all over my egg. So I painted one side and then I put it down and painted the other side. So that's what I'm going to do now. Boop, boop, boop. Get it all over your egg. And then comes the fun part after this. So once you've got your egg painted pretty well, it's going to look kind of crazy. Kind of like that. Not really egg-shaped anymore, is it? Now what you're going to do is pick some food coloring colors that you like. So you do need food coloring for this too. Again, my favorite color is green, so let's go for some green first. Take that green, and I'll show you what I'm doing. I'm going to hold it up. Now, you guys don't hold it up. Just leave it in your tray, your plate, or whatever you're using. That way you're not as messy. So I'm just going to hold it up so you can see what I'm doing. I'm just going to drop some green spots on this. Okay? Some green spots. Now, I also like blue, so let's put some blue on there. Blue. Just wherever you want it. Blue. And it's okay if you get some of that paste on your plate. It'll actually be a lot cooler later if you do. Let's throw some pink on there. We didn't use pink before. And look at my fingers. I've already got more food coloring there. So I'm going to just drop some pink too. Kind of cover this up. Ooh, look at the other side. It's really saturated. Okay, now I'm going to kind of wipe my hands off real quick because I'm a mess. Right, I'm going to put my food coloring to the side. Woo, wipe my hands off. And it doesn't really get it all off, but maybe I won't be quite as messy. Now what I'm going to do is either take my spoon or straw, or if you are lucky enough to have some of these droppers in your house, and I'm going to get the vinegar, and I'm going to get some vinegar up in my dropper just like that. And let me see if I can hold this up so you can see what I'm doing. So I'm just going to drop it directly on the egg, and I'm not sure if you can see this reaction, but I'll hold it up to the microphone so you can hear it. And these are volcano colored eggs. Okay, so just keep going until all the fizz is gone. It's kind of fun hearing that noise. Okay. And then should be able to just pick it up and see what you've made here. It's really pretty. Neat. Now you can just take that paper towel that you had out and dry it off. I wouldn't rub it. I would just kind of pat it and then put it to the side over here. That's a really cool looking egg. So, okay, that's our 3 techniques here. I'm going to move this stuff to the side again so I can show you how to finish up the other project that we did. Okay, so going back to the very first one that we did, I'm going to pull my tray back over in front of the camera. Remember this? Now, it hasn't been 20 minutes, but just so you can see how to do it, I'm going to go ahead and do mine. Mine is just laying right on that paper towel. I'm going to take the sides of the paper towel and just wipe all the shaving foam off of it. You may need more than one paper towel. Like I said, whoop, I cracked mine. That's what you don't want to do. Get it all wiped off. And then you have your marbleized Easter egg. These are super fun. So messy, sorry parents, but really, really fun. If you have some little gloves, disposable gloves that you can wear doing this, I would recommend trying to do that. So let's look back here at our examples. This is the speckled egg, or speckled egg. This is our volcano eruption egg that we use the baking soda and vinegar for, which turned out really neat. And then the very last one was our marbleized egg, which I did think is so cool. Okay, now comes the part that you probably don't want to do. We have to clean up. So if you have any questions, just shoot me a message, throw a comment on here. Let me know if you need any help. Maybe you'll come up with something different and cooler. Let us know. As always, if you have some really neat pictures, show me. I want to see. And then you can use these to hide on Sunday, right? Maybe you can hide these for your mom and dad. The Easter Bunny can hide yours. We'll see you on Tuesday morning at 10:30 for story time. Bye.